Hello and welcome my friends. I am Ranjan. Welcome all of you to my YouTube channel. Dear Ranjan sir. Last class we have studied person and case, and today we are going to study about the introduction to verb tense. Before we got into the class, I request all of you, if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please subscribe it, like, comment and share it so that others also can have an opportunity to get into my class to learn something. Now let's get started to today's lesson. Today we are going to learn about the verb tense introduction, then the difference between time and tense, then about the detail of tense. See, before we discuss about tense, let's see and try to understand the difference between the time and tense. The word tense comes from the Latin word tempus, means time. See, that means time and tense are such words that they related to each other, but in the same time they differ from each other. Okay, so they related, at the same time they differ from each other. Now let's see a chart in the next slide and try to understand what are the differences between time and tense. This is a small chart made by me to show the differences between time and tense. This is time and this is tense. The first one, the time is not a grammatical term. Okay, please remember the time is not a grammatical term, but the tense is a grammatical term. Second, time is a universal concept, but the tense is not a universal concept. Third, the time is related to day, month, year, but the tense is not related to day, month and year. Okay. Fourth one, time is used for general meaning, whereas tense is used for special meaning to make the forms of the verb. Okay. Just note this one, the fourth one. Tense is used for the special meaning to make the forms of the verb. So when we say the forms of the verb, you must be aware of this. If not, just let's see. What is the forms of the verb? The forms of the verb means there are 5 forms of the verb. Okay. The first form is known as verb 1, second form verb 2, third form verb 3, fourth form verb 4 and fifth form verb 5. This is also known as present. Present. Verb 2 is past. Verb 3 is past participle. Okay. And verb 4 is present participle. Understand? And this one is singular form of verb. Singular form of verb. Or we can say that SES form of verb. Understood? So these are the forms of verb. So in this previous slide, we saw that here, that the tense is used for this special meaning to make the forms of the verb. Okay, makes the forms of the verb. Okay, hope you have understood the forms of the verb here. Okay, example, if I take an example, I can show you by using a verb. See, a go. This is a first form. And second form is went. Third form is gone. Fourth form is going. And fifth form, of course, goes. So, go, went, gone, going and goes. Okay? Then maybe one more if you want to see. Eat, ate, eaten, eating, then eats. So, these are the forms of the verb that the tense is used to create these forms of the verb. Okay? So, now let's see the next slide. Here, to understand the difference between time and tense, okay, let's see two sentences and try to understand exactly how they differ from each other. First one is, Veena goes to the pictures every Sunday. When we see this sentence is talking about, goes, indicating that this one is in simple present tense. Okay? This sentence is in simple present tense, but when we see the time, this shows three times. That is present time, past time and future time. That means if we say Veena goes to the picture every Sunday, that means in the past days also she was going, now also she goes, and even coming days she will be going. Okay, so this is what it is indicating. Now let's come to this second one. The plane takes off at 5 p.m. tomorrow, and when we say this sentence also is in simple present tense, but when we see the time, it refers to future time. That is, the word tomorrow, okay, attached to this sentence is showing the future time. Okay, so now we are clear that when even the sentences are in present tense also, okay, but time can be different. Okay, so that is what we could see in these two sentences. Okay, that means, the time only can show us three times, that is present time, past time and future time. But tense we have 12 tenses, that is simple present, present continuous, present perfect and present perfect continuous, or simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous, simple future, future continuous, future perfect continuous. We'll be looking into that very soon in next slides. Okay? Now see, this is about tense. What is tense? A tense changes the forms of the verb. We have already discussed that one, to express the time of action. Okay? The tense changes the forms of the verb to express the time of action. When it changes the verb, automatically we come to know the time of action, when the action had been taken place or is taking place or will be taken place. So now let's come back to the tense. There are three types of tense: present tense, past tense and future tense. Okay? And when we see one by one, the first one is present tense. It indicates the action at the present time, or habitually performed, or currently happening or already happened. When we see these four examples here, okay, we can understand that I read a book, I am reading a book, that means it is currently happening, this one, okay, currently happening. I have read a book, already happened. I have been reading a book, that means the book is, okay, the reading of book is going on. Some of the part is completed, maybe some more is remaining to be finished. That's what this, I have been reading a book meaning is. Okay, next let's see the past tense. Past tense, the definition is an action which is done in the past time. That is, the work might have happened and was happening, had happened in the past. That means in the past some work started and finished. It has nothing to do with the present time. Okay, let's see the examples. I wrote a letter. That means the writing of letter is completed in the past. I was writing a letter. That means in the past, writing of letter started and continued for a few times and completed also. I had written a letter. That means in the past, a action of writing a letter started and completed in the past itself. This is, I had been writing a letter. So in the past, writing of letter, that action started and went on for a few times and completed also. So this all is talking about the past tense. Okay. Next, let's see the future tense. The future tense is talking about what? The things that will going to be happened in the future. The action which will be done in the future. That is, the work will happen or will be happening or will have happened in the future. It is clearly indicating that. Okay. The first example we can see, I shall write a letter. That means the writing of letter. The action of the writing of letter will be in the past. Second, I shall be writing a letter. That means in the future, a writing of letter, the action of writing a letter will be started and will be continuing for few moments. Okay. I shall have written a letter. That means in the future, a writing of letter, that action will be finished or completed in the past. I shall have been writing a letter. This is also indicating a perfect continuous tense in the future. Okay. Now, things to be noted that when we see in future tense, we will be studying this one in coming classes in our next videos that I will be posting it in the YouTube. Now, just let me tell you, in future tense we have two helping verbs, that is shall and will. Okay, according to grammar, first person I and we, okay, should use shall and with other subjective pronoun like you, he, she, it can use will. Okay, this is the grammatical rule, but in a modern English usages, we can use will for everything. We can use will for everything. With all the subjects we can use. Okay. There is nothing wrong in that. Okay. Now, so this is all about the tense, introduction to time and tense, verb tense. Also, we saw the introduction to the tense. Now, let's see the classification of tenses. Okay. Now, if we see the present tense, we can see that each of these tenses are further subdivided into 4 types. Even each tenses are subdivided into 4 types. That is, if we see present tense, the first one is present simple, or we can call present indefinite also. The both are same. And second one is present continuous, or you can call this present imperfect or progressive tense. Okay. Third one is present perfect tense. And the fourth one, present perfect continuous tense. Next, we see the past tense. Past simple or past indefinite tense. Second one is past continuous or past imperfect, or we can call it past progressive. Third one is past perfect tense. And fourth one, past perfect and continuous tense. Okay. Next, the future tense. It has also subdivided into 4. That is future simple or future indefinite. Second one, future continuous, imperfect or future progressive. Third one, future perfect tense. Fourth one, future perfect and continuous tense. Okay. So, this all about the introduction to tense today we studied. Okay. So, let's summarize whatever we have studied today, that is time and tense. As we learned that time and tense are interrelated, very closely related, but at the same time they differ from each other. Time is focused on general meaning. It is talking about date, time, but the tense is completely little different than time. It shows what? Not time, but it shows the action, the time of action. Okay, it shows the division of verbs. Okay, different forms of verb it creates and shows the time of action. And we also see what is tenses with different definitions of different tenses. Also, types of tenses we have studied with examples. Okay, then also we studied that all the subdivisions of tenses of each for one. So how can we memorize this one? So you have to repeat it, learn it. Okay, like this. Okay, there are three types of tenses: present tense, past tense, and future tense. Okay, and you can also learn like this: simple present, present continuous, present perfect continuous, past tense, simple past, past continuous, past perfect continuous. Then you can learn like this: future tense, simple future, future continuous, future perfect, and future perfect continuous. This way you can practice, keep on practice and learn and by heart it and try to understand it and use it for your good English speaking. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment box and ask me the questions. And now, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it to my YouTube channel DL Ranjan sir, and try to comment, ask the questions, like it. Even don't forget to share to your friends so that they can also come to learn something from my channel and can be helpful to them. Thank you very much. That's all for today. I will see you in the next class. Till then, bye bye. See you soon.